Hello and welcome to round 2 with Green White Company. Yeah, this is fine. This is like a hand that I would really want to bird in, but... So I guess I'm supposed to Heath for Green White on one, save the life. Let's think about this. So our opponent is going to be playing Todd Stevens. Probably a control deck of some kind then. I would imagine most Storm hands would have a 1-drop, and most Shadow hands, they'd probably try to take damage. That makes Sticking Voice pretty strong. What other things would tap Steam Vents me? There's like a spectrum of nonsense decks that have been going around. There was like a Snapcaster Through the Breach deck from the other week. Well, if her voice gets bolted, that's a pretty good sign. Our follow-up should probably just be Finks. Okay, Scape Shift then? My opponent's on Scape Shift. Or a likely Scape Shift. I think I just want a Knight. They could be Teamer nonsense, I guess. If I get Snap Bolted, that kind of sucks, but the relative power of Knight is pretty high. Also, maybe I should have. The thing is, Knight locks in me casting Company next turn, so I'm pretty happy with that. And in the grand scheme of things, I'm not sure it's much. It's definitely better than Fangs if it dies. Well, I guess like if there's Shift, I'm kind of playing around. What's it called? Why am I blanking on the card's name? Anger of the Gods. Guess it. Maybe I should have Fanged. There's no need. I think that it shouldn't play around anything there then. I'm probably just gonna fire an Upkeep Company. If I fire later, I don't want to get Cryptic. I think I just want to pile on the green sources. I'm not too concerned about White Flood. I guess I could just main phase the Company. That actually sounds better because of the damage off of elemental tokens. Yeah. So I think I'm just going to attack here. Then I get the Fire Company on my opponent's end step or whatever. Is there anything I can hit with Company? I'm going to cast it here because it just does extra damage. Heath again. I think I'm supposed to fetch. Yeah, I should have. That was not right. I should have gotten the basic so I could cast Noble here. I was just defaulting to that. I guess I have enough to do whatever I want next turn. Yeah, not playing the Noble there is egregiously bad. Okay, so that's not what I wanted to draw, really. I'm going to play Noble first, so I have lethal here. Tap all creatures, draw a card, sure. Bolt the Ramanap. Also sure. Doesn't really bother me. And then here, I'm going to get back up over the 18 life threshold for Scape Shift. Anger would kind of suck. I don't really know what I was supposed to do about that. Supreme Will just to find something? Okay, that's fine by me. Yeah, so I'm just thinking through stuff I could have done differently this game. I could have... I should have fired the first company on my opponent's upkeep. I think constraining their mana was more important than getting in the extra damage. They didn't have the remand. I like making my opponent commit to the bolt there, but I guess it ended up pretty bad because I hit the voice. Also, it commits their block. And I could have played the Noble, but it didn't end up hurting me too much. Okay, so Aven Mind Sensor is pretty sweet here. Those aren't good. None of this is great. I guess Surgical's fine because it can stop Snapcaster targets, but it's not really good. I don't want any Path to Exile, even if I found... well, they could have Inferno Titan. Some lists have in the past, but kind of off doing that. I guess Whisperboard kind of sucks because they're a Cryptic deck. Trying to think. I guess another Excavator is probably better than an Ooze. Or no, Ooze shuts off Snap again. It probably is still better, though. Sphinx is nice because it puts me back over the 18 life threshold. I'm going to hedge with one of these and something like this, I guess. Voice of Resurgence is just so absurdly good. I don't even know why it shouldn't be good against my opponent's combo deck, but it just is. Yeah, that doesn't unbalance my companies at all, so yeah, sure. Yeah, the second Surgical is actually probably a mistake. 63. Were they at 63 game one? Did I miss that? I'm not a huge fan of this hand, but I think I'm kind of required to keep it. Yeah, this is just really awkward because I don't actually want to draw another fetch land here, because I don't want to go to 18 life. It's supposed to lead on bird. This is supposed to fetch a basic. I have these to reduce white. I don't want to overextend on these in case of anger or whatever sweeper my opponent has decided to play. Okay, that's half of something. I'm going to lead on Noble, actually. I was thinking I want to lead on the worst one, but I think that the way this hand is going to play out without any interaction is that I don't really want to be using the knight. I want to just be shoving with it. Okay. That's fine. Opponent has a virtual 4 lands. I don't think I have a better out to Inferno Titan. I wonder if this deck could play. It's pretty close to Eldrazi Displacer. I don't know if it needs it, but it's just worth thinking about. Not good in this matchup, but I was just thinking if there's like backdoor ways for your cards to be good against Scapeshift and handle Inferno Titan or Primeval Titan or whatever. Well, I'm going to cast my creature. Okay. Concealing the fact that I have a follow-up land that can go to the graveyard is kind of important. My opponent might be planning on taking care of that with a bolt instead of something else, like a cryptic. Is this bounce draw? Sure. That's okay for me. So they can go up to 6 mana this turn. Which is kind of inconvenient for me. Worth noting, I did not board in an answer to Prismatic Omen because I don't think these or those decks typically have Omen. I usually associate that with decks that are going to be playing more Valakuts because they naturally want to draw them or Titan into them. Kind of want to just deploy this knight. Because that's not a great plan. So I can Ghost Quarter my own Ghost Quarter to get somewhere. I don't think the Suzusa's going to be doing a lot, though. Yeah, I like this play, where I Ghost Quarter my own Ghost Quarter. Because then I can deploy Voice later. The only thing it cuts me off of is Company, because Knight can still cast that. This isn't super all in, but it gives me some hedge if my opponent's card is a Scapeshift. I guess they could just this Cryptic bounce draw on main phase. That's obnoxious, but not horrific. Well, now I'm dead to Scape Shift. They have it. This is just the best thing for me to play here. I want to be able to block and then start getting some business going. Also, it's possible that if I draw land, I can do some modular stuff later. Logic Knot. Okay, then. That was not what I expected. Oh, this cycle. Okay, that's what happened. Cycling land's pretty sweet for that deck. Am I just getting scape shifted here? I just want to see what they get. See if they like get a Cinder Glade or something. I guess they have the bonus Mountain and Sheltered Thicket, so that's probably where it is. Just informs some of my Ghost Quarter decisions later, I think. Also, how many basics they get. They probably don't need to get any basics. They probably still have... Yeah, okay, cool. That is sufficient for me. See, Todd did write about playing against Titan Shift, which is drastically different. Okay. Well, yeah. Todd's Titan Shift sideboarding had Finks and Voice Out. I don't think you actually want to take out Finks in these matchups. I guess for his Titan Shift it's worse, but staying out of actual shift range is pretty important. And he was leaving it all the past because it's a Titan deck, so... Well, third and final game to decide this. Oh, well, this is not bad. Not bad at all. So the key with Sensor is that you want to slow roll it as much as possible to hit something. Extending it and leaving it out is really bad because it's very easy for them to just find the thing that kills it. I'm probably going to play Courser on 2. I'm going to try avoiding taking any pain from Horizon Canopy. I only get really... I guess I have Courser, so I have a little more margin. But again, 18 life is 6 times 3, so a Valakut and 6 mountains would be 18. So you want to stay above 18 life. Just bolt the bird on one, that's fine by me, given my cards. I guess I play the Ghost Quarter. Kind of interested in what my opponent does next turn. I think there's actually an argument for leaving up Mind Sensor, depending. Oh, actually, there's a pretty big argument for that. Just that I get to Ghost Quarter my opponent. Also, they're representing Remand, so I think I definitely just want to leave up Sensor. Well, that actually solves a little bit of my issues. So I'm going to get a basic, and again, this lets me tap my land multiple times without going low on life. I'm fine running this out. If my opponent has a second bolt, they have a second bolt. There's nothing I can do there, but then they're down cards. This is probably getting remanded. Really? No? Is it charm? Okay. Well, I did what I could. Can excavator. I don't really want to play the. Yeah, I don't really want to play the land from my graveyard and take that damage right now. Pretty sure I'm supposed to excavator noble though. Just make the most possible plays in a turn. Ugh. This is no fun. All my stuff's dying. Oh, that's actually a huge beating because I don't even get the fetch line on my graveyard for the Courser. I guess that's okay. Leave up Ghost Quarter in case of something. I don't really know what. Playing that is the same as drawing a card with Canopy. And I guess I'm just passing the turn here. This is pretty bad for us. This kind of feels like a hope our opponent doesn't have escape shift kind of game. Though I think that that's going to happen a lot in these combo matchups. The company decks historically have not been very good against escape shift. At best, when I had like the most aggressive builds possible of Kiki Cord and what was the other deck? It was Kiki Cord and Malira. Like even the most aggressive builds of those decks were at best 50-50. I don't really want to attack here. Or no, I'm okay attacking. Never mind. I forgot I was gaining that extra life off the Courser. If this, I was at 20 and I thought this attack was putting me to 18 instead of 19. But this attack for 4 is pretty free. And again, something you'll notice, I'm leaving up 2 Ghost Quarters in case my opponent only has 1 Mountain in their deck when they escape shift, but you will notice that I tap the Noble a lot because Cryptic can tap it otherwise. Another Snapcaster would be, yeah, this is annoying. It's kind of a beat. Let's see if they loot. I think I'm okay. That's really not that good for me. I'm probably just getting scape shifted next turn. Yeah, the tools that typically beat the scape shift deck are like really fast combos, Glenelender Archmage. This deck just doesn't have all those. I don't think this is a deck set up to fight against that scape shift deck. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. I could have. I wasn't even dead there to escape shift because I could Ghost Quarter my own lands twice and gain 2 life. Didn't even think about that. So I think I just have to. What are the odds my opponent has escape shift? They missed a land last turn, right? They definitely did. Cast. Yes, they didn't play a land, so their cards, they almost surely have escape shift. So I think, I actually messed this up. I should have played the bird second main. I don't think it matters a ton. They probably have a cryptic, so I probably just have to get in my attack. Just the way they paused. Repeal? What is going on? They just have every single card. Actually made a small mistake there. Maybe not. Probably dying next turn. So my thought was that maybe I should have gained a life with one of these in response, so I can then resolve the voice and then block both of these, but I think that it's too hard to justify that through everything that could happen. So they don't have escape shift, that's good. Or their deck isn't designed well for this position with escape shift. Am I getting clicked? So I guess I play this first. Kind of would rather stick the voice through something. No, I should have done this the other way around, I guess. Because the 2/4 is better. My opponent's reasonably low on life. I actually have a natural way to kill them, I guess. Yeah. I guess this sets me up okay for future turns. Assuming there are those. Like I said, they can't escape shift or they would have killed me unless I get they could only have one mountain in their deck. There's no chance I'm blocking with this voice here. Gosh, my opponent has 3 cards in their hand. There's no chance this ends well. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I'm so far out of range of stopping escape shift damage that I don't even want to think about it. And I'm not going to get beat down by Snapcasters at this point. Which then does make me wonder if I think I'm supposed to leave the canopy in play. Because there's a chance if I, like... I guess if this doesn't get repealed, then this is not happening. Yeah, that's perfectly acceptable outcome. So now that I know I'm not going to need to cast more than a couple spells next turn, I can do that. Saves me a mana next turn, which I think slightly matters. What would my... There's no chance they have a click. There's just no chance. Okay, so I can stick the Courser, Company, and then if I hit like Ramanap Azusa or something, I can just go off with quarters still, because I still have an untapped quarter. Opponent still has Forest in their deck, so I'd want to attack their blue and green. They're probably down to like, maybe they have one more island. Yeah, I'm supposed to main phase this Company, I guess. My opponent has enough to Scapeshift and Cryptic, so I'm not really beating anything. And again, if I hit Ramanap plus something, I can do stuff. Now their card's just Cryptic. Yeah, that's life. They bounced Snap, which I guess they're then forced to... counter this Ooze. Which is okay by me, so I guess I get to attack first. And they can tap draw. I mean, it's all about a push anyways. Green. Yeah, probably enter combat first. Supreme Will. Oh, bring the Light doesn't do it. What is this? What costs this much mana? If it's Inferno Titan, I'm just kind of dead. What would cost 5? Zero? Zero. I guess the elemental token dies then? It feels like they should have done that for 3. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I'm going to utilize my bird for mana here to get in my extra damage because I'm still threatening a relevant Scavenging Ooze afterwards. We are only still in this because our opponent's draws are quite bad. pretty sure I'm just priced into doing this so that my opponent has one less turn of cryptic tap draw, or yeah, just crypticing in any way. They're probably going to counter draw. 39 cards left drawing to escape shift. They're like 10% every draw step. We're only like 20% to die next turn. Actually more because they can draw cantrips. I'd probably say I'm a favorite to have another turn. Return. Okay, well, if my opponent just wants to do that, then I will gladly allow them to do so. I really think we've reached a point where a random card immediately is better than... I guess they can Izzet Charm to turn their thing into their like random bad draw into 2 cards, but I don't think that actually helps them. Guess they can like snap repeal their own snap on the block, and then I don't know. There's a lot of shenanigans that I don't want to think about. Well, I probably should just yeah, let's just cast this first, I guess. See what my opponent does. I'm going to be activating Township this turn. I should tap to Plains instead of a Ghost Quarter, I guess, but I'm just so far off of Ghost Quarter Mattering that I don't really care. Oh, cool, that's a creature. I guess my cards, I mean, it doesn't really do anything now. Not in the slightest. Get in there, bird. You are the best attacker on my side of the battlefield. Yeah, this has to be snap, repeal my snap. After blocks. Well, I've done all the things I can. My opponent probably has... How many mountains in their deck do I think? Let me think about this, actually. 4, 4, 1, 2... Probably 11. So there's no way to Ghost Quarter through them all. I would have needed to do some crazy stuff a while back. Yeah, they're seeing a bunch of cards. I'd probably guess I'm like 30% to survive next. I guess they don't have Escape Shift. They've seen 3 extra cards, which puts them at about like 70%. The 4th card's like 64% or 63%. Or no, it's 64 on the first, so it's even worse. If I'm not dead here, I don't know what's going on. Okay, they're tapping a bunch of mana. They're scape shifting with mana floating. I would like to believe I'm dead. This matchup does not feel good. My cards just don't matter. There's only one Mind Sensor, and I don't think you can afford to play more. And Mind Sensor isn't even that good against their deck. It's just too fragile. It was like semi-passable when you had Archmage and Spellskite to protect it in old Kiki Pod, but yeah. Okay, that's sufficient. I've seen enough.